Hey guys, so the number one question that I get asked the most is how did I become a coach? So I really wanted to hop on and just do a live and share with you guys how I became a coach. So, for me, I was always the sort of person that was super curious, and I used to ask myself a lot of questions that I found a lot of people asked, but many people didn't really verbalize. And one of those questions was, what am I here to do? What is my life supposed to be about? Surely there's more to just going to work, working 9 to 5, retiring and dying. And so I started asking myself all these questions. I fell into real estate and I thought that was the thing. I thought, I'm really good at this. I really love it. This is going to be the thing that I'm supposed to be doing. But I found that in real estate, I became quite disconnected from myself. I didn't have much balance. I was working 10-hour days, 6 days a week. I was running myself to the ground. My relationships took a toll. I took a toll on myself and just self-nurture and self-care and just having some balance in my life. And I didn't really realize it at the time, but what I was really seeking is just more balance, more connection. And at the time I hadn't found spirituality and I hadn't found what it is that I'm doing now. So let me know that you're there. Say hi so that I know that you're watching. And so I found that I was in my comfort zone, but I didn't even realize that I was in my comfort zone until I saw the amazing Brendon Burchard speak. So I saw him speak at the National Achievers Congress back in 2012, and I quickly realized that everything I have gone through in my entire life, everything that I have experienced, everything that I have overcome, the challenges, the obstacles, the pain, was actually not for nothing. It actually, I could actually use that information to be able to share with people how they can improve their life and how I can empower them. And the feeling that I got watching Brendon made me realize that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to empower people. I wanted to be on stage. I was going to become a coach, and I was going to become a published author when it wasn't even anything I really ever considered up until that point. But when I had this thought and I had this realization, I was like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. I've always written, at least just for myself. I've been writing poetry for as long as I can remember. I used to get in trouble at school for talking too much. So writing, speaking, and I always had people coming to me for advice and people being willing to share things with me and open with me. And people used to always say to me, I gave them a good perspective. And so it's funny because I was already naturally a lot of those things. I was already a coach. I was already a speaker. I was already a writer. I just didn't really embrace those sides to myself. And so it was through seeing someone else do it that made me realize this is what I want to do. And I want to be able to impact someone and empower someone and inspire someone exactly the same way that Brendon has inspired me. And so that's become my mission now. But the trouble with that was, I did it and it was going to be my 5-year plan, right? I was like, okay, I am going to go back to real estate. I had already bought my first property. I was on my way to opening up my own office. I was saving up for my second property. In 5 years' time, I was going to be financially free. So then I was going to go pursue my coaching, my speaking, and my writing. But what happened was I quickly found that I actually fell out of love with real estate. I outgrew what I thought I wanted. My dreams grew, my visions grew, my standards for myself grew, what I wanted for myself, the level of meaning that I wanted in my life, the depth of connection and purpose that I had on a day-to-day basis. I could see that real estate wasn't going to be the thing that allowed me to really express that side to myself. And I really didn't even know I had a desire to express that side of me, like I said, until I saw Brendon speak. And so I found that a big challenge, leaving real estate and going cold turkey. The 5-year plan became less than a 2-month plan. I ended up leaving real estate, went cold turkey. And I found that I became a seminar junkie. I started going to all the events and investing thousands and thousands of dollars into so many different courses. But I found that I still got confused. I would distract myself from the real work. I would know what needs to get done, but I wouldn't know how exactly to do it. I wouldn't know in what order. I wouldn't know what I'm doing that's wasting my time, and what am I doing that's maybe not worth my time right now, or what's too far ahead of me that I don't even need to focus on. And then I would get overwhelmed, and then I'd procrastinate, and then I would just stop doing any of the work for a little while, and then I'd pick it up again. And so it was just this up and down journey of not really having the guidance and support that I needed. And so I started looking for, free opportunities. I started looking for ways that I could get coaching for free. I started looking for I joined a few network marketing companies, but very quickly did I find that, one, when you always just look for stuff that's free, like, it's amazing, but in order to get the level of depth that you want, it does require an investment, and it does require skin in the game. And I ended up maxing out my credit card, and I ended up selling my property. And with these network marketing companies, I realized that it was just a distraction. I realized that it wasn't my message. I realized that it wasn't what I was here to do, as much as I thought, oh, that's going to support me in doing this, this, and this, when it was actually just a distraction. And it was just my way of running away from what I felt like I was here to do, because there was a part of me that didn't feel like I was enough. There was a part of me that didn't know how to do it. And I felt like it was the easiest way to do it. And so when I maxed out my credit card, I knew that something had to change. And one of my best friends, because as you guys know, like, I obviously signed up to Brendon Burchard's stuff, and I couldn't go to his Experts Academy because I had maxed out my credit card, and then I had to reschedule it, but he wasn't coming to Australia the year after. So I ended up rescheduling my ticket the year after to go to America, but I also, again, didn't have the money for the ticket. And one of my best friends, Nicole, if you're watching, I love you. I was crying, and I was at her house, and I was like, I just can't go. Like, I don't have the money to go. And she knew how much it meant to me, and she came back into the room, and she handed me an envelope with a few $1,000s cash. And it was the first time in my life where I realized that someone really believed in me and what I'm here to do. And she was willing to support me when I wasn't even supporting myself. Like, I wasn't even able to pay my mortgage. And the fact that I didn't even have the money to go, and she's just given me this money. And I said to her, like, you don't have to do that. She's like, no, I want to. Like, just pay me back whenever you get the chance. And going to that event was so transformational for me. But not just that. What happened in that moment was I decided enough is enough. The people I love are giving up so much to be able to support me in this, and they believe in me. So I also need to believe in myself more than what I am, because obviously it's not enough. And the more I got honest with myself, the more I realized that I was just scared. I was scared of leveling up. I didn't know if I was good enough. I didn't know if I could do it. But the truth is, I just really needed that support. And it was through being able to actually sell my property, which, one, again, is having skin in the game, because when you decide to invest, when people pay, they pay attention. And so for me, when I sold my property, I was like, okay, so this is clearly, it was hard. It was definitely hard. It was my home. It was my sanctuary. But at the same time, I was like, I'm here for something greater. I'm here for something bigger. And this property and the money that I've made from this property is going to allow me to be able to do what I'm here to do, allow me to be able to empower people and to be able to share my message and show people that there's another way, and that they don't have to be suppressed. They don't have to be disconnected. They don't have to just not love themselves. Pretty much a lot of my journey, right? They can do what they love, and they can share their message and empower people through just being themselves and sharing their own unique message and their own unique story. And so it was through investing in my very, very first coach. So I invested about $10,500 to work with this amazing person, and he completely accelerated my business. I started getting more clients because of the systems that he showed me. He showed me exactly what I needed to do and what not to worry about. And from there, I started getting some amazing momentum, because I'm really good at being able to implement things. But for me, I need direction. I need to know what I need to do. It's as much as I love to simplify things, I also ask a lot of questions. So sometimes I can also overcomplicate something unless someone makes it super, super clear to me. And having that mentor there for me really clarified exactly what I needed to be doing, exactly what those things that are going to allow me to move my business forward, and what are the things that I'm doing that's actually hindering me that I didn't even know. He could see my blind spots. He could see what was ahead of my journey that I didn't even realize was going to be what stops me. So he was able to foresee a lot of those things because he's already been where I've been. And that's the biggest thing with a mentor. People ask me, how do you know how to choose the right mentor or the right coach? And I say to them, choose someone who's already doing what you're doing, because they've been there. They know what they need to do. They have the results. They may only be a little bit ahead of you, but they know how to do it, and they can support you in getting to where you want to be, even if it's just that little bit more than where we are at. And so obviously since then, I've become a coach. I've held my own speaking engagements. I've spoken at a lot of speaking engagements, including Secrets in the Garden, and which I don't believe is even running anymore, but the amazing Mind, Body and Spirit Festival here in Sydney. And I've also run my own events. I'm not sure if I said that already. And I'm soon to have my book published. It's in the process at the moment. It's called The Naked You, A Guide to Living Authentically in Life and Business. And so there's going to be updates on that very, very soon on this, on my business page. If you're not watching on Facebook, then it's just Nina Karen Concepcion. But the URL for the page will be up soon, and I will put it in the description of this video once that's all up. But I just wanted to share with you how much it has absolutely transformed me. I'm someone now who I can accept myself without makeup on. Even though there's elements of me not feeling super confident, I know what I need to tap into within myself and to reach out to certain people to be able to find the support that I need, to be able to figure things out. And when I was broke, I realized that happiness really doesn't lie in the money. I know a lot of us know that intellectually, but when you either have a lot of money and you realize it's not everything, and when you have not much money and you still realize it's not everything, it truly is about finding you again. And I truly feel like throughout this journey, I found me, and I found what fulfills me, and I found what makes me happy and what makes me feel alive and what I'm here to do, which is the biggest thing that I was really seeking from such a young age. I'm like, what am I here to do? Like, what is my purpose here? What can I do to feel fulfilled? What can I do to make my life meaningful? And I have truly found that, regardless of whether I'm maxing out my credit card or whether I've got so much money in the bank and I don't know what to do with it. It doesn't actually matter. What matters is that I'm doing what I love daily, and the money does come in. It's not always super consistent, but I truly, truly believe that when we follow our heart, when we follow our soul, when we do what we are here to do, when we back ourselves, when we trust the universe, when we have faith in the universe and ourselves, we listen to our intuition, we take a line to action, even when it's really, really scary, which, you know, a lot of my journey has been really scary, that it doesn't actually matter what's going on externally. You can feel that fulfillment, and you can feel that sense of joy and that sense of meaning and contribution, and that your life matters and that you're here for something meaningful when you know exactly what you're here to do for you, uniquely you, by being super honest with yourself and just getting super clear on what you're passionate about, who you are, your story, and in what way you want to express that. I wanted to share that with you guys. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Welcome to this group as well. If you're on Facebook, and this is my business page, because I am going to put this up on YouTube as well. But wanted to wish you guys an amazing, beautiful day. And as always, guys, be seen, be heard, and be you. By the way, it's Nina Concepcion, and I will see you soon. Mwah.